Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what was out there with the old opening line, and yeah, no disappointment. A lot of very cool creations to see again today. So the very first one here is by Barefoot Hillbilly, and this is the Quazi-VTOL. And this is a vanilla SV. However, I'm in Reforged Eden, and I'd say it's a Reforged Eden SV as well. I'll show you why. It's basically it plays very nicely. Um, but this is a really cool looking creation, in my opinion. It's different. It's just really, really different. It's got this glass, like hanging cockpit here in the middle, around this like framework, which is your thrust and your landing gear. Um, and it's cool. It looks really neat. I like the texturing. I like the color scheme and the detail levels. Really cool choice of landing gear on here too. Those actually work out very appropriately. So it just kind of like tucks those in on the inside. Easy access to get in and out of the cockpit. Um, Nicely textured and colored too. I'm just looking at all the little detail things in there. The use of the texture lights plus the red texture lights over there. Uh, Even like this particular texture down there with that texture there with this texture there. It's cool. And then you got the color mix up as well. So you got the orange stripes, and then you got the black on the rest of it. It's very, very cool looking creation. It is. I'm trying to move the camera a little bit slower again, but this is as slow as it moves. Maybe I needed one of those game controllers or something for this. But yeah, really, really cool looking creation. Nicely detailed. Just it looks to me. I don't know what it's going to have for function on here yet, but it looks to me like it's a starter. It's transportation. It gets you from point A to point B. You've got a nice visible view from the cockpit here too. I do like the look of that. Kind of looking down on things. Looks like it has some. Here, actually, let's explore the cockpit. It's not too big, but we do have some stuff up here. So we've got a place for a constructor. We got our storage controller right over there. We got a switch probably for some spotlights or something. I'll have to hit that. Maybe. There it goes. Oh, or is that's just the power for the whole creation? Okay, so I don't actually see any spotlights. That's fine. So this is like your on-off switch for the creation. That's cool. So you hop in the cockpit, you hit the button, bam, you're out and about. Yeah, it's just cool. And then you got it's all glass on the back too. I like the shape of the glass. Uh, yeah, it's cool. That's cool. Got O2 in here as well. Your core, oxygen. Yeah, no, everything looks nice. Let's take a look at its storage. That would be this guy here. So we got looks like 4703 for its container controller, and that's all it's got in it, which makes sense. It's a starter. The most important thing here, well, one of the important things though, is how much does this cost? And keep in mind, this is a vanilla creation. I'm looking at it in Reforged Eden. I can already tell you that's looking pretty good here. So the actual thrust numbers will be higher in vanilla than what you're seeing here. But I'm very, very pleased to say too that this version seems to work totally fine in Reforged Eden. There's like no issues with it whatsoever. But it is deemed as a vanilla creation on this one. So I don't know if there's going to be an alternative creation for Reforged Eden, but if there's not, this is I don't see any reason why you can't use this in Reforged Eden as well. So 28 minute and 56 second build time. No rares or anything, just very, very basic resources needed for this. Stuff you can get quickly and easily just starting out in the game. And then you'd have transportation in this really cool creation here. And it has a lot of lift thrust too. Even in Reforged Eden, these numbers are lower, but honestly, it can move a fair amount of weight if it had to, which is really cool. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. It's got a lot of extra CPU, even in Reforged Eden. I don't know how the numbers play out in vanilla. Maybe vanilla is tighter to the 6000 than what Reforged Eden is, but You know, if you added in some form of ammo storage on here, and I don't know, maybe you could slap on a couple turrets or guns if you really wanted to. It's not really intended for that, though. It's a very cool looking creation. It's unique. It's original. It's functionable for what it's for, and that's like early game SV to get around. Mainly just, I'd say, at least in its current configuration, set up for exploration, which is totally fine, and that is cool. So yeah. Anyway, that is the again the Quazi-VTOL by Barefoot Hillbilly. Really cool looking SV starter creation there. So next on the list here, we got something quite a bit bigger. This is the Maya MK1 by Captain Caveman. Yes, this is an author I'm unfamiliar with again, and I thought this looked really cool. I was kind of like browsing through some of the creations out there, and well, this is actually on the front page here. So it's just yeah, I was like, oh, that's a nice looking ship. I'll have to check this one out. And I'm just kind of like taking a look at its design characteristics here, looking at the some of the interesting texturing here. I like that. Never thought of doing that, but that's making a nice looking formation with being angled like that on the 4 different blocks that meet together, and different textures over here. That's got that pattern going on there again. It's using some marble and some. That's actually that camouflage type texture there. Interesting. I don't know if I've seen that on a hull before like this, but it looks good. It really does look good. And then the shaping is really impressive on this too. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Definitely liking kind of how its stance is again here. Nice location for front landing gear. Looks like we got some lift thrust in that area as well. And some big kind of thruster locations here on the back. Let me guess. Is there, no, I thought there's going to be thrusters right here. I don't see thrusters right there, though. But I see some big thrust. Oh, that's interesting. Big central thruster. Making it go forward. Ah, that's pretty cool. I like that. And not to mention, that would save some CPU. These are expensive CPU thrusters here. They're very powerful, but they're quite expensive. When we get over on the top side too, it looks like we've got some different colors. I was gonna say at first I thought there was like some kind of teal color in here, but I believe that's just lighting. But we do have this blue stripe kind of going around here, which is also very cool. Some textured lights mixed into the hull there. Got some guns, radar. Looks like we got a bridge sitting right up front here. And some windows looking down into the hull and places of the ship here on the top side. A couple artillery launchers there on the sides. Well, actually 4 of them. Another turret on the bottom. Yeah, very cool looking ship. I like this this whole front assembly here too. It's got basically just more living space inside of here. Cool use of the windows, kind of inset into the hull a little bit there, with these accents kind of going over the top. Framework, things like that. Oh, looks like we got some rocket launchers back over here. Some good old rocket launchers. That's cool. And 2 different color texture lights on the corners there. Just little things like that, little accents, little details. There's a lot to see in here. I also like how these I don't know, thruster pods or this part of the ship is mounting to the central hull. That is some pretty cool block work there. Very angled and fitting. Looks durable. Looks like it would be pretty strong. Yeah, very nice. This is, yeah, I was kind of looking at these rocket launcher mounts here. That's kind of neat. I didn't even notice the antenna kind of out the back. Like this is all part of the same weapon. Like maybe that's an energizer for the rockets. I don't know. It's cool. Yeah, cool looking glass over here too. Oh yeah, and the use of some of these other blocks here. These really kind of specific blocks over the edge. That is neat. Complex glass line over here as well. Well, anyway, let's find a way onto the ship here, man. I'm gonna go scour the bottom side to see if we've got a ramp or something that gets you in here. If not, we'll probably head to the back. Yeah, sometimes when you walk through those some of those ramps are really hard to see, but usually when you get in range, they'll open up for you. I'm not seeing anything on the bottom side here, so let's figure out another way. Am I missing something on the sides here? But on the front here. Oh, I like the lettering on the bottom too. That's cool. And there's a lot of lights down there too, kind of like some neon glow lights on the underside. It's cool. All right, so how do you get aboard though? Well, maybe I'm sure there's a way. Maybe I'll discover it from the inside. So maybe I'll cheat here. Let's look at the top side a minute, see if I see a opening here somewhere. If not, I will start at the top of the ship and work my way through it, and I'm sure it'll expose a way into the ship here somewhere. It's probably in front of me. Probably in front of me. I'm just missing it. All right. Well, anyway, let's do the lighting thing here. We'll start at the bridge this time and work our way down. Nice looking bridge, like the symbol on the ground. It's got some wood grain flooring over here as well. Cool looking lighting. Yeah, just there's a lot of detail accents here, and again the glass design is very cool looking again. And you can do some pretty cool things with the armored glass. Especially happy that they're working correctly again, so you can texture them and stuff. That is a cool thing. So right over here, looks like we got an oxygen right near the bridge. Oh, and yeah, and here's the way in and out. Yeah, the door that I missed, that was right in front of me. I knew it. I knew there was going to be a door right in front of me. So up here at least. Well, we'll see if there's more doors that go to the bottom of the ship. But that's very convenient too. So you can do your business, get in and out of the bridge quickly without much walking at all, which is very convenient for gameplay usage. So let's go down to this floor here. I like that universal theme here with the lighting. It's kind of using that teal light. It looks really good with the marble and the choice of textures on the inside. Looks quite fancy and deluxe, for sure. I like this too. I like the nice use of LCD over here. Oh, that. I'm confused. Hold on. So that's an LCD, right? That's an LCD. Up here in the bridge on the floor, this isn't an LCD. This is the actual symbol, right? All right. I think I'm losing my mind here, but I think this is. Oh, we lost our oxygen. Oh, we're all right. Okay. Here, don't mind me. I'm just going to. I think that's. I don't think I've ever used it myself, but I think that is a symbol in the game here. Yeah, this one. So, this was used here, but this LCD here was made to look exactly like that. That is cool. Screwed me up there. I at first I thought maybe that was an LCD on the floor in the bridge, and no, it wasn't. It was the actual symbol. So, very cool. Very cool. And look at this really, really sweet looking room. Very deluxe. Looks like a I don't know, cool eating place, gathering place here for sure. And I like how you can see out the glass here and looking at some shield parts over here too. Very cool. Nice look and theme here. Notice the trim going along the sides here too. That is sweet. Oh, look at that, using these blocks. Now this is a block you don't see get used very often whatsoever in the game because it's very, very unique. It's very specific, but nice choice. Nice choice. That looks really sharp there. Nice look going from round into that. I'm gonna have to chalk that one up. Add it to the memory of a cool way to do block work here. Yeah, I like that. Very nice. Very nice. So what do we got going on here? Looks like there's a ramp here. We get into this front area, which looks like a kitchen setup here. Nice. It's another table over here, and oh, this kind of a divider wall right in the middle, and then oh yeah, okay, it gets into the toilet and the shower, and then on to this front area with a nice view to the outside. Some seats here to chill and look out the window and do your business. No, this looks really sharp inside. I like the whole mood. I like the decorations. I like the blockwork. Oh, and then you got the master bedroom over here. I see. Gotta have that. Yeah, nice old big old comfy bed with all the windows. Kind of walking over this glass section down here, which is also very cool. Alright, so let's head through this floor. And it looks like we go back down through the stairs here. Yeah, again, I definitely like the use of blocks here. That's really interesting. This looks sharp here too. The elevator glasswork around here. Yeah, the curves, the subtle curves on the side there. So back over here, it looks like we've got some thruster access rooms, again with surrounded by some cool glasswork. We've got a teleporter over here, nice. Constructor gravity generator inside another glass room here. And we've got our business back over here, looks like a medical bay. Got a clone chamber in there as well. And oh yeah, the other part of the medical bay. Very nice. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So you got a lot of your just regular function here in this very deluxe environment. So you can do some crafting and whatnot. That's a really cool look. Looking out the window here, and then you've got this sitting area over here as well. Yeah, this is definitely quite the luxury ship on the interior here. I like it. Again, it's unique too. I don't think I've seen a ship done like this one with its choice of colors and textures and the whole decor. So we got this area here. Looks like let's get into some engineering. So we got our warp core over here. Looks like a place to get down underneath here. Upgrade space. Remove LCD. So it looks like, yeah, you could put some parts along here below the shield. Or, I'm sorry, below the warp core. Oh, wait a minute. What do we get? Wait a minute. What is that? Oh, that's part of, yeah, that's part of the warp core. Just looked interesting. It kind of looked a little bit like a little fusion reactor. But yeah, no, it's just the middle section of the warp core, and it looks like we've got access to the big single XL rear thruster in there as well. So, and then our pentaxid tank, and I imagine this area here is kind of set up maybe to hold some additional CPU blocks, things like that. And then let's see, let's get back over to here. We'll follow the elevator down again. Oh yeah, it does have a way out. I missed it. We got oxygen right as you come in the bottom of the elevator, and then it looks like we've got a ramp that I totally missed from the outside. It comes right down there. Okay. Very nice. So other than that, yeah, it's pretty much to the point. Really cool design, shaping, scheme inside it. Definitely feels pretty luxury. But also, you know, you've got some decent weaponry on it too. Not a huge number of turrets, but it has enough, and it's got the 4 artillery launchers, the rocket launchers. Is there any more turrets on the bottom side? Let me get back to light here. I don't think so. Oh yeah, one right up there. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Let's take a look at some specs here. So, unlock level 25, size class 4, 15 hour and 32 minute build time. Looks like our stat numbers look pretty good here. We'll have to take a look at that storage. I didn't see a lot of storage in it walking through a container controllers, but that doesn't mean anything right now. CPU wise, looks like we're playing very nicely with 2.1 million CPU and Reforged Eden, so no CPU problems whatsoever. Let's get over to storage. So we got an ammo controller at 48K, second ammo controller at 48K. Looks like a closet, and then let's see, here's a 320 and 320. So yeah, it makes about sense. So you've got you got the 248K ammos, and then you've got 320K storage, and you know, of course, a couple other things that can hold stuff too. A table. Oh, a table can fit 200 in it. That's cool. Very nice creation. Again, this is the Maya MK1 by Captain Caveman. Very cool. Very cool. And first time I seen anything, I looked at anything from this author yet. So have to remember that's a cool looking ship there. So the next one out here, we got the Iris HC502 for Reforged Eden by Vandal. Cool looking ship here. I noticed this one. It's definitely has I don't know, definitely has that spaceship look to it. It's kind of military looking, I would say, for the most part. It's got the yellow up there, which is kind of a neat accent here too. So it's running kind of the greens, a little bit of yellow, and then you've got gray as like your third color on here. And it's just a cool shape. You know, it kind of, although it's a spaceship, it does have that modern, like military ship kind of look going on to it too. So it's very cool. Oh, I love this rear thruster setup here. So this one again is running a big XL thruster in the middle, and then it's got a couple like supporting side thrusters here. That looks really cool. I love the whole enclosure on the back end of it. That looks pretty sharp. Nice use of decal part here too. And we got some pretty beefy strafing thrust going on here. Well, I guess those are mediums. So yeah, not bad. Probably what's needed. This part over here looks really cool too. Oh, that's an entry point there. I like how that's like this whole platform is like hanging out over the rest of the ship there. That is very cool. And we've got some more thrusters here behind the grates for reverse. Got guns all over the place, or turrets all over the place, I should say. So a turret location there. Yeah, we'll have to look at the total count of turrets and things on it, but it looks like it has quite a few. Nice layout here. Oh, this is a really cool looking gun display here too. I love that. That's cool. Yeah. Doesn't look like these are blocked at all either. I was looking at that and I was like, hey, are those going to be blocked? But no, there's no blocks right here, and that's like full line of sight at a sideways angle like that. So that's really cool. I love that. I love seeing that kind of built up turret. Oh, look at that sneaky little doorway back there. Yeah, nice. And then on the front here, this assembly for these artillery launchers looks really, really cool. Love how it's kind of triangular. The block work along here, or the framing is triangular. And then the kind of this internal, the block work that makes this all look like one big weapon rather than individual ones is also kind of following that triangle pattern with pipes going to it and everything. A lot of detail here. That's a nice looking setup there. I definitely like that. I like the whole overall look and stance here. So we've got some more strafing thrust in this section here too. Quite a bit of landing gear keeping this on the ground there. It looks like a heavy ship, and it looks like it's got landing gear to deal with a heavy ship. So that looks good as well. I seen a flash of light here when I came this way. Yeah. Okay, so just a light up there somewhere. All right. Well, anyway, I know I've seen a couple sneaky ways into the ship here. Look, oh, it looks like we got blast doors here too. There's a different way in the ship. We'll just come through the back on this one. So we got this big setup here. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that when I was looking at it before. Let me back away. Yeah, you know, actually, every time I use one of these big ramps myself, I like them because they're definitely a nice looking ramp. But it's always trying to like figure out how to like seal it off with like 2 block layers. And the author here left it just open like that, which honestly looks pretty good. You get a lot more detail. It almost looks like it's its own little compartment in there. But then of course it opens up and works just fine. And you didn't have to like make a big square or some kind of block work to cover up the ends of it this way. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Nice idea there too. Well, anyway, let me do the lighting thing. Take a look at what's going on in here. Oh, this is nice. Nice, good size hanger. I like how the floor was done. I like all the decals and markings and things on the floor as well. And then of course we have a way. This is big enough to literally drive. Well, anything that can fit through there. HVs, probably, some SVs. But that's not the only way in the hangar. We've got our top hangar doors too. So if whatever you got can't fit through there, you can easily get it through the top. That's cool. I got a ladder just randomly going up over here. That's also pretty nice. I like to see that too, like little ladders and stuff. I don't think about doing that very much myself, but that is a cool touch. It can get you places, plus it also can look nice. So anyway, I'm going to start in the back of the hangar here and head up that way and see where we end up at. The ship's pretty big, so I'm worried about getting lost already, but maybe not. We'll see. So it looks like we got a storage controller back over here, and this is kind of like just a walk that goes over the top of the hangar here with that grating on the floor. So yeah, that's cool. Some part access back over here. Obviously, you got a generator in the ceiling, Wi-Fi, some other stuff going on in here. Yeah, a bunch of thruster access. There's just, I mean, even though it doesn't appear that, you're meant to go back over here, it's still like done up back over here. You know what I mean? It's like I'm flying in probably no man's land right now, but I'm looking at like all the detail being done to this structure over here that is barely visible even, but I notice it. I mean, I notice it. I like to see that. I like to see even areas that you can't really get to, that are still like tweaked out in detail. And this is very nicely detailed in here. I like the color scheme. Yeah, the accents. Yeah, it's sharp. Looks clean. So it looks like we got some more storage controllers in the floor right over here, then some oxygen and a clone chamber again. This is really interesting setup here too. I like how it's using some thin blocks here, and it kind of comes down, making this whole hangar floor kind of look a little more plausible. Like, yeah, it's really just a floor average thickness floor and not something else. Like, I think that adds to the looks as well. So on the bottom side, this is where we've seen those blast doors. So this is like a second compartment here. Maybe to bring up like some kind of HV or something and ceiling mount it in this section. I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe, I don't know. It's really cool though. And I suppose, yeah, there's a number of different smaller HVs or something that could probably fit in here. I don't know if they'll be able to lift high enough to get to the ceiling, or maybe that's not the point of it. Maybe it's for SVs or a small SV or something like that. But it's very cool loading bay area or whatnot. I like this. We got our gravity generator. Looks like more storage, some production or constructor on that side. Yeah, very nice. Like the LCD placed over here too. Just a nice added touch. We got our elevators. Let's head out this way. Oh, this looks really nice. Nice looking hallway. Block work across the ceiling. I like how the texture lights are done, and the angled walls with some extra accents there. And then of course you got the orange accent colors in there as well. Nice. So it looks like we got a grow or a farm over here with the equipment for the farming. So 9 grow plots on that side, and it looks like we got 18 total here. Very nice. And what we got here? Oh, it looks like CPU core room or block room here with the all the main CPUs parts on that side, and this side looks like it's utility. So your armor locker, small constructor, armor repair, nice. And okay, so hot engineering restricted area. I gotta assume that it's gonna get hot past this door. It is definitely something tells me. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. So you got to have the engineering area. So we got a big generator. Looks like a detector, med bay, shower in case you get the rads when you're working on the equipment over here. This, yeah, looks again very, very sharp. Oh, look at what is going on the ceiling here. I guess that's just the a lot of it is the shield right there. But yeah, it's just with all the supporting blocks in the area. This looks really neat too. These those are the thrusters on the outside, but the pipes are coming right down to them like that. That looks nice. Looks, you know, it made me think. I'm like, what part is that? I was like, oh, those are the thrusters. So that is very cool too. A nice looking display for the main parts here. The oh yeah, a little bit asymmetrical there too, where you got the warp core on one side and the big generator on the other side. You can definitely tell that every inch, nook and cranny of this ship has been very detailed. Wow, this is we're getting into the nitty gritties here. We are getting deep into the hull. This looks cool. I like the mood change here. Walking into this area, more like maintenance tunnels and shafts. You might get a light on here a little bit, so that actually kind of loops around. And we got some block work around the edges of this room. Nice. Wow. So, and this actually, oh, okay, so we're walking right out the front of the ship, right past this big artillery launcher apparatus there. That's cool. Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, the engineering area goes, oh, is that a wall? That is a wall. Yeah, that's cool. Feels it feels immersive, you know what I mean? When you're going through those areas and all of a sudden you get to like a different area of the ship, kind of like, you know, like most buildings, they could be a really fancy building, but somewhere they're going to have some kind of engineering area, and it's probably going to look way different than the rest of the building, and that seems very, very plausible to me, and I like those kinds of things. So up to deck 3 here. So it looks like that it was deck 2. So we got a teleporter over here. Yes, I always feel compelled to walk on the teleporter to see if it's got a sensor. I don't know. I always do it. I don't, but it almost always does. Almost always does. Okay, so we've got another airlock starboard. Oh, that's just cool. Oh yeah, and that it goes out to that side entry point here, which yeah, that looks really cool too. I like how that's done up. It's got a lot of neat features on it, I will say. So let's see, where does this go? Ah, the main core is in here. Looks like a bunch of like a control room. You can kind of see part of the engineering before that. A lot of cool looking LCDs in the area here. Planetary scans. Yep. And the main core, very cool. So let's head up another deck here. So we're on here. So it looks like this looks like a storage area, I would say. We got a lot of fuel tanks going in here. I like how that's done up. Again, it feels pretty plausible. And some utility function right there, and then it looks like, what are we seeing here? Okay, so the kind of a front part of some of the engineering stuff that's below it. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fuel tanks and stuff in this area. Let's go up to 5. So this goes out 2 ways. Let's check out this. Oh, a full medical bay area. Very nice. One quick sec. Sorry about that. Just had to. I still got the allergies. Had to blow my nose real quick. Uh, um, yeah, very nice. So yeah, a complete medical area over here. Looks like we got a shower and a toilet as well. Or did I see a toilet? No, just a shower. Okay, yeah, I don't think we necessarily need a toilet here. I know you can eat bad foods and stuff, but yeah. So heading this way. Oh, looks like we just kind of walked through the hull of the ship here, overlooking the big top hangar doors. That's cool. So it's got a lot of ways in and out of the ship. A lot of sneaky ways, too. I don't know, that you just wouldn't stick out to you if you were looking. So it looks like we got a crew room over here, another crew room here, both with showers. Yeah, I like the, there's some asymmetrical elements here to the inside, too, which is really cool. So now we're on deck 7. And this looks pretty high-tech again, dealing with controls. This is kind of overlooking the back of the ship here, that's cool. It's got that cool-looking bridge kind of on the back. Personnel go there. Nice. Well, I wouldn't call it a bridge, but it's, yeah, it's just cool. It's cool. It's all, got a lot of glass. What I'm not seeing, though, is the bridge. I came all the way up here. Hold on, where is the bridge in location to this? I'm like right in front of it. I thought that was the bridge. Oh. Okay, let me get the light here. I was just, yeah, maybe I gotta go back down the floor. No, that is our crew area. Maybe back down a couple floors. Maybe is this the way it go? No, this walks out the front of the ship. So, okay. Alright, I know how it's gotta work, I bet. Well, here, let me turn on the lights a minute. I'm a little confused. For some reason, just because there's a tower there, I assumed that was going to be the bridge, but I don't actually see any glass or anything like that. It's just a tower. So, I believe I missed the bridge. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the ship the wrong way. Well, I'm an idiot. I got twisted around somehow, and I thought this was the front of the ship all of a sudden, and it's totally not. I don't know. Sorry about that. Let me go in here, and yeah. Oh. Duh. Yeah, here's our bridge right here. Now, why didn't I see this before? I think I'm just losing my mind. It was right in front of me the whole time. I just didn't look at it. Yeah, there's the pilot seat. I seen that, and I just thought there was no pilot seat here, and I thought I was facing the wrong way in the ship. Oh man, that was idiotic of me. But anyway, yeah, there's the bridge. Everything makes sense, and I'm just an idiot. Anyway, really cool ship. I like the design. It looks very authentic. It feels authentic inside. Feels realistic and plausible and things like that. And just the overall look of it, very cool. A lot of detail everywhere on the ship. So again, this is the Iris HC502. This is for Reforged Eden by Vandal. Oh well, hold on here. Let's look at some numbers. 2.1 million CPU. Looks like we got a 20-hour and 38-minute build time. I got the thrusters off right now. That is my bad. I had a bunch of, I was trying to place a lot of ships earlier, and it's not the ship's fault, but the game was not turning off the thrusters on a lot of them, so you'd hear that thrust noise the whole time. I didn't want that to take place. So taking a look at its stats over here, it looks pretty good here. So we got 34 lift, 16 strafing, 27 forward, 18 reverse, 10 down. Quite a barrage of weaponry on here. So yeah, definitely Has some combat orientation here. Size class 5. And obviously the CPU works out really good. Let's take a look at its storage here. Oh, okay. I was looking at the name. I had this listed as Iris, or E-R-I-S, and it's actually the actual name of the ship is coming out to Hermia. So that was so what do we got? Oh, everything's labeled here. So we got a 320K on the container in the back. Got 264K ammos, it looks like. Armory D2, so that must be a box. Some more containers. So here's a 320, another 320, 326. Couple more cargo boxes here, and we got farming boxes. Okay, so basically it looks like 3 320s and 264s for ammo, and then a few miscellaneous different kinds of storage controllers and storage boxes. Anyway, very, very cool ship. The Iris HC502 by Vandal. Nice. Next one here is getting back into a littler ship. This is a SV. It is the Huggy Wasteland series by the Script HD. So another supporting ship to the faction that Script HD has created. And this is really cool. It's called the Huggy. Interesting. So I definitely like the Wasteland theme in the whole set, whole collection of them. Everything kind of fits together. They all have the same general ideas with their coloring and texturing. All fit in the same faction, which looks really nice. This is a cool looking ship too. It's kind of a frame design here, which I definitely like, and it looks like it has it's kind of, the stance is lifted way up over here. You got the warp drive kind of open, so it's not sealed off, but I love the block work going here, attaching to the landing gear and these thrusters, and then these side areas to mount some turrets, detector, generator right on the back there, Pentaxa tanks right there. Obviously it can warp, and then we got our shield right there as well. So looks like it's got all the parts. It's displayed in a unique way. Definitely. Kind of looks like you could, I don't know how things, how accurately they would mount, but it kind of looks like you could actually drive in some kind of small HV and maybe top mount it over here or something like that too. And then you've got your cockpit up top there. Now this is a glass cockpit. Yeah, that's actual glass. That's not a prefab. Just got to figure out. I was looking at an entry point here. Oh, yeah, duh, right there. That's cool. So it's got a ladder that goes up right beyond this landing gear here. That looks so cool when the landing gear is down and you see that that texture on the landing gear with on those pieces there. Yeah, it's cool. So then you would come up here, and then yeah, you'd be up in your pilot seat, and you got your storage controller right behind here. A lot more storage than I thought it was going to have in it. Geez, 73,750 on this. This isn't very big. Where'd you hide it all? That's cool. I gotta assume that, just with that much storage on this ship, I gotta believe that a lot of this is... No, they're not. I thought a lot of these blocks over here were going to be container extensions. We have some in the mix, but there must be more room than you think in here. It's pretty big numbers for storage. Oh, we got our CPU blocks, Wi-Fi, and bunch of different things on the top here too. That's really cool how it's open like that though. A lot of these parts are detailed, and it is kind of neat if you can display them like that. You can get some extra detail into a creation. And this whole thing, obviously, it's you know, Wastelander series. You know, it's supposed to look a little makeshift, a little rugged, and it does, and I like it. It's just a very cool look, really cool design on this one too, very unique. And again, I like the way it's holding all the parts and stuff like that. And this big slope down on the front here, it's got a pretty cool looking side profile going on there too. Yeah, nice. All right, well, let's take a look at some specs here. So we're looking pretty light on CPU here. So 221,000 used. So it looks like it takes it up to, well, I better, wait a minute. Did I say this was an SV? I did say this was an SV, didn't I? This is not an SV. Wow. Man, I looked at this. I seen it. It looked totally like an SV. I thought it was an SV. I guess it didn't dawn on me that it's a little bit bigger than it should be for an SV. But, you know, sitting by itself like this, I didn't really notice that much. But I kept on calling this an SV. It is a CV. Huh. That is cool. That is cool. That is small for a CV with this kind of capability on it. That is really small. And it's totally done like an SV. It could be an SV. Wait a minute. I am still confused. No, yeah. The shield screwed me up or something. I'm seeing this one, but this is a valid Reforged Eden shield. And I, of course, when I seen this too, I identified this as a SV shield and not a CV shield. But no, this is a CV shield in Reforged Eden. You can use that one. So it's a light shield, but it's also way smaller than the big 3x3x3 one. Huh, that's cool. So that explains the storage too. At first I was flipping out thinking this was an SV and it was running like that much storage on it. I'm like, wow, how did you pack that into here? It all makes sense now. It's a CV and I'm an idiot again, man. Guys, please rag on me some for being an idiot on two things. And not knowing what side of the ship I was front or back on this one and calling this one an SV. No, Huggy is a CV. Huggy is a CV. It's a very cool CV, and man, that is one of the smallest CVs I've seen. Not going to break the bank for a CV either. 2 hours and 12-minute build time on this. Obviously, it has a shield and it has warp. A lot of forward thrust, a lot of lift thrust on here. Strafing, you know, what it needs so it can maneuver. 48 reverse. A lot of roll. Look at that, 101 roll on this. 2 fuel tanks, size unlock level 12 too. So this is definitely more of a starter CV that's warp capable. Didn't see much on weapons, but we do have 2 side turrets over there. All right, well, very cool. Again, the Huggy Wasteland series by the Script HD. Another piece to add to the collection of the really cool Wasteland series there. So the next ship here is the Nightingale by Mubair, and this is a cool looking ship too. This is a bigger one again. This has got the this definitely looks like it would be more of a combat oriented ship. Although it looks like a lot of the turrets are purposely left off at the moment, but I would say all these locations here are turret locations for future parts. And it doesn't look like it's running cheap turrets on here right now either. So we got laser turrets over here. And yeah, nice looking styling on this too. Cool looking turret mount setup using the 2 round sections like that. When you have a turret and they fit on there, it kind of looks like they mount up to that nicely, like that. We got a couple looks like a laser advanced laser cannons over here. We have more of those on the bottom. Nope. Okay, and it looks like we have a interesting. Is that a way up there? No. Oh, look at that thruster assembly on the back here. That's cool. Yeah, I like these thruster mounts here, and obviously it looks like you got a couple more there in spots to add some more XL thrusters here for future upgrading. Yeah, I would also say that the ship looks like it's set up to add a lot of stuff to it, at least from the outside so far, but I wouldn't doubt that carries on through the middle. Looks like we got another spot to add in another XL side thruster. Obviously, a lot of extra turret mount positions all over. Looks like more across the top. Probably some in the back over here. I like the glass looking down through there. Oh, that's a cool looking top mount like thruster assembly there. The round blocks matching the roundness of the thruster on the back side there. Well, that's two thin blocks put together, textured a certain way there. That's cool. I was like, oh, what is that? That's just had to identify what was going on there. That looks nice. Interesting. Interesting. I like the use of the textures over that a lot. We got more turret mount positions over here as well, probably on the bottom side of these. So yeah, it looks like there's a lot of places to add some more turrets and thrusters so far. Very cool. Just want to take a look at the front a little bit more here. So it looks like we've got, I got to say these would be probably decoy generators. We've seen a lot of confirmed Xeno blocks in this area here. Just take a look at what the base hull material is. Looks like steel, but Xeno reinforced on the back side of the steel. Makes sense. It's kind of like doing something like that. It allows you to texture your creation and without having to use Xeno textures on the outer hull, which is nice. So if you do like a lighter cosmetic block and then you have like a inner structure that's like Xeno, then you got kind of a nice setup there. It doesn't weigh a lot and you can still texture it. So it's kind of a solution if you didn't want to try to texture in Xeno, which is extremely limited. So all right, so let me take a look and again try to find a entry point here. Obviously there's something on the top there, but I was just kind of looking for something along the bottom side. I'm sure it probably has one. It's so easy to hide these though, unless something pops up and opens in front of you or below you or something. Can be a little challenging to find the ways in. So maybe I'll just I'll do it this way again. I'm sure I'm probably missing something somewhere. Oh, that's cool too. Nice use of deco parts way on the inset there. Sorry, I got sidetracked just admiring the looks here. So how do we get aboard? Aha! There's an entry point. Well, we'll try to follow through the interior to see where it ends up at here. Let me do the lighting thing. So right up to the bridge. Again, I like the idea. Very quick access getting into a bridge to pilot the ship in case of emergencies. It's just overall just a convenient thing here. I was just looking at the floor below the chair. That's is that glass or is there glass there? Huh. Interesting. Pilot seat. Oh, okay. So this is just a way. Oh, this is like a convenience thing. So if you're coming up here, rather than like climbing up the elevator and walking over there, you can just like look up and hit the F button and you can jump right into the pilot seat. I get it. I get it. I was a little confused about that. Just trying to figure out some of the mechanics here. We got a blast door. Oh, okay. So we had entry points right here on the front here too. Yeah, those are really hidden away, aren't they? I don't feel so bad missing those. Especially because I had a blast door covering them up like that yet too. So yeah, that's cool. And then obviously there's a ladder going up here where the bridge was. That's where we came in from the back. Interesting layout here. Oh, this looks nice. Kind of like the grays and the oranges and the blacks. Nice looking theme here. Looks like we got a lot of information here about upgrading. Shield chargers, 2 shield room, thrust upgrade. So obviously, yeah, some medium shield part locations right here. Charger, charge 1 and charge 2, okay. And we got some medium shield parts over here that are already installed. That's a nice looking display on those. I like the pipe action going to that. Oh, that really fits nice, doesn't it? Straight up like the small pipe going into the edges of that. Yeah, nice touch. Very cool. See the little decal going along the top of the room here. This looks very, very nice. I like it. And yeah, a lot of parts for upgrading and stuff like that too. So let's head down a floor here. So this looks like it goes back up that way. We'll check that out in a second. So we got a couple big generators in this room, nicely displayed. Yeah, everything looks really, really sharp and nice here. Fusion reactor access. Oh, you're missing an S on access. Sorry, I just had to say that. Oh, so it's got a spot for a full-size fusion reactor as well. And it looks like I'm seeing a warp drive above here, it looks like. Yeah. The purple lights give it away. Well, so does the LCD here. Yeah, and the warp drive itself. Yeah, there's a lot of things that give that away. Wasn't quite as hidden as I thought. Yeah, let's go up this way. Where does this take us? Shield capacitor 3, shield capacitor 4. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, that's a cool looking upgrade room slot. Love the roundest front. Cool. Bunch more shield parts. Long range radar access. Aha! There she blows. Oh, very cool. So that's internal as well. This is cool. Nice looking ship. Nice looking LCD too. Nightingale. I love the graphics on that. I love how this is set up here with the different colored LCD like background blocks here. And they're not wigging out. Every time I seem to do that, my LCDs, like the text disappears on them. I don't know if I'm just unlucky or I'm doing something wrong on the LCDs. That looks nice. I like that. Quote of the day. To badly go. Card. Dice. Alright, so what else do we got going on? Let's go down another floor to C. P. Arrow. We're going to this room. So it looks like a potential secure bridge here. Wow, look at that LCD assembly there. That is pretty cool. And it looks like we got a production room. I like that too. Look at the LCD on that one. It's kind of like offset to the side there. That looks nice. Very nice. Two constructors. Advanced constructors. Looks like the medical bay is incorporated right in here as well. Taxi tank up on the ceiling. Kind of curious if there's a power switch for these constructors. They appear to be off right now. Maybe that's just a default option there. Could be, or could be a P menu option too, which would make a lot of sense actually. So down over here we've got ammo, 320k ammo bay there. This is a pretty interesting hallway setup going on here. It's kind of like you got your central elevator, but rather than like it's just broken up differently. It looks neat. And here is a way off the bottom of the ship. Knew it would expose itself if you started somewhere else. So yes, we do have ground access as well, which is really convenient. Obviously, if you take it down to a planet surface, it'd be kind of hard to jetpack up on top of the ship sometimes, especially on a bigger ship. So nice to have that ground access too. And I think that is all of it. Let's CPU blocks in front of there as well. So yeah, it looks like it doesn't look like it's, as far as I know, unless I missed it, I hopefully didn't miss anything. It doesn't look like it's has anything to do with farming. It's not really its MO. It looks like it wants to blow stuff up. So that makes a lot of sense. You really don't need a farm in here. And also too, when I was conversation in chat the other day is kind of like, when you got a ship, that's set up to do like fusion reactors and all this big shield parts and stuff like that, they're probably not the best candidate to have farms in them, because they'll use a lot of power. But I was kind of curious too. Obviously, you can turn off generators and stuff like that, but it's like, if I was going to do a lot of farming, whatever ship that would be or whatever creation that would be, honestly, I think you'd want a lot of solar on it. And when you have a battleship like this, it's just, you can, if the ship's big enough, maybe you can hide some solar panels in compartments inside it, but they do take up a lot of space. And it just, honestly, I think that it was kind of brought up that it's probably not the best idea to have farming on like this kind of ship. It just doesn't work out very well. It uses more power. You're not going to have the solar to keep that going 24/7 when you're not online, essentially, if you're playing on a server. So I have to agree with that. I'm actually kind of happy not to see a farm section on this, and I'll have to remember that to myself too. I feel fairly obligated on a lot of creations to put in farms, but when you're really dealing with a primary combat ship like this, it's probably, you got other ships for the farm stuff. Farm stuff don't take up much CPU, take up a little bit of space, but solar goes well with farms too. So, I mean, if you don't have like a solar ship, like a ship like this, I have no idea where you could possibly put solar panels. I run into the same thing on some of my ships too. I mean, it's just like the newer ones I'm working on now. It's like I got no place to put solar panels, zero. I can't hide them on the inside. I can't put them on the outside. I just can't use them on that creation. Or I'd have to make it just a much bigger creation to accommodate that kind of thing. So yeah, for the most part, I don't plan on putting farms, at least on one of the ships I'm making now. We'll see on the other ones. The other ones might have it though. We'll see. Maybe I'll find a place to put solar panels too. But anyway, very cool creation here. Let's take a look at the numbers. You know what? I got the thrusters off here. Let me turn those back on. I had the same issue with a lot of the ships that I spawned today. The thrusters would not turn off, even though it was firmly docked to the landing pad. I got the same problem with my own ships too. It's some days it seems to work better than others. I don't know why. So our numbers here look pretty good. So we got 29 forward, 28 strafing, 56 lift, 56 reverse. Oh, did I say 29 forward? 56 forward. I'm sorry, 29 in roll. 16-hour and 27-minute build time. Combat ship's going to use some Estrium and Zacosium for sure. Got long-range radar stock, 4 advanced laser cannons, artillery cannons. Obviously, the ship is really set up to add in more stuff, more parts, more CPU, all that stuff. A lot of places to add additional turrets and thrusters, plus shield parts. And there's probably some more parts that I probably missed somewhere too, intended to be upgraded to keep on making it more and more, I don't know, capable with its weaponry. CPU we're really close. It's like 25,000 over the 2.1 million. That shouldn't really cause any bit of problems whatsoever. I'm not even sure if it would affect the efficiency level to knock it off 100% or not. And how I'm showing the ship, it really doesn't show that, but I can't imagine 25,000 over 2.1 million would cause any issues whatsoever. So anyway, really cool design, very well detailed, a lot of cool aspects, cool thruster assemblies. Looks like all the turrets are going to have a nice firing position on them as well. All the future turrets as well. They're all spaced out, so one can shoot. You know, so these can be targeted, and this turret can not be you know, interrupted by seeing the backside of that turret. So they all got a nice clear line of sight, which is definitely helpful. There are, I mean, you can put turrets behind another turret, but then you got to remember that you got to have to like tilt your ship at a certain angle when you're fighting. Otherwise, those back turrets will get blocked. When they have an open line of sight like this, that doesn't happen, so you don't have to worry about it. Essentially, either way can work though. So the last creation today here, this was from new releases, another author that I'm unfamiliar with. This is the Star Crash by Full Metal Banana. I just thought it looked pretty cool. You don't see a lot of asymmetrical designs, and this one was a asymmetrical design for sure. This is, I believe, a starter CV. So I'm gonna have to check out to see what kind of starter options it has on it. Love the LCD going across the top here. And it's a cool looking design too. It's kind of got, here, let's get better lighting going on here. It's kind of got this like rounded section over here for, you know, the thruster there. But I kind of wonder if it's kind of set up for more thrusters. It's possible. It kind of looks like you could slam in a couple more little thrusters there. Maybe dig away on the back blocks and add some more. Definitely, so you can see you got room for quite a few more thrusters here. Doesn't look like it's set up to support super big ones unless you're intended on removing a lot of these blocks. Maybe that's the case, because it honestly looks like this could fit in 2 of the large thrusters here with the overall size of it. And maybe that's the deal. Maybe there's just a lot of filler blocks here that you get rid of. But not really. I guess this one would kind of block that one, wouldn't it? So maybe it's just intended for a lot of the smaller thrusters there. And we got some more over here. That's look at that. That's the backside. It's completely asymmetrical. That is pretty wild. I like this metal piece that goes over the top here as well. Kind of adds to the decor. So this side of the ship is totally different looking than the other side of the ship. Looks like we got I would have to assume that's a turret position, maybe. Maybe same over here. Definitely there. We got the same kind of front thruster design as well. A couple spotlights. Oh, it looks like our piloting area off to the one side there. Well, that is really unique. Got radar on the side there. Looks like another area to add in some thrusters. It looks like it's really kind of designed to put in a lot of the small thrusters. Although, again, it's like if you did add the big, well, you know, you probably could. You probably could. If you had small thrusters here, you could put in 2 larger thrusters there. Give it a lot of forward speed. And maybe the same over here, too. Yeah, this definitely looks like it's got a compartment designed for that. Maybe I'm mistaken on the other side too. Didn't mean to fly through it prematurely, but just trying to investigate, see what makes it all tick here. The only thing that, so this thruster, okay, so this is a 2 deep thruster, so I don't know. I have to just replace that thruster with 3 small ones to get in a couple large ones there, or just put the large ones where it was really set up for it over here. Anyway, it works. That is cool. Cool looking glass on the top of the bridge area. Looks like we got a landing pad over here as well, and a way in down from the landing pad in that location. I guess a couple more turret positions potentially over there. Yeah, very cool. I like the overall design aesthetics of it, though. It's so unique. It's you know, asymmetrical creations. It's rough to pull those off. Often, you know, trying to, you know, especially when you're completely different, like completely. There's no form of symmetry anywhere on here, which is it's cool. And this is pulling it off pretty good. It looks pretty nice. So let's get inside of here a minute. Let me turn down the lights here and see what's happening on the inside. So it looks like we've got a lot of upgrade places here. I wonder if there's a info LCD here somewhere. So danger. So we got 3 C's, 4 C's, and S's. What would fit here? Shield parts. Shield parts could fit there. Small generators. I don't know. I'll try to look for a guide here. This looks like it would be a shield, potentially a shield that mounts to the wall there and comes out this way. And that's probably why the caution dangers information is there as well. We got a Pentaxa tank. It looks like it comes stock with a warp drive and gravity generator behind the glass over here. That's cool. Nice display for that. Oh, main storage over here, 507K. Nice. Detector. Some boxes. Well, deco boxes. Oh, they're boxes. They work. War over here. I like this this setup over here. This whole black wall with the like different facing on it, different color fluctuation from the other wall. That's nice. So it looks like we got a production area over here. Ship parts, 16K. I like the LCD labeling that box. This could be another upgrade. It's got a lot of room in here. Basically, it looks like it's got a lot of places to add in more stuff, which is really nice for a starter ship to have that expandability. I mean, obviously, you get into a starter ship for the cost and what you need to build it, and then if you can add and keep it up to date and keep on adding more and more functionality to it, it really works out well. You can use it for quite a long time in the game. CPU block room over here. Wow, it's got a lot of room for that. Oh, I love. That's one of the. I think that's the. I don't know if that is or not. No, the keyboard that just looks cool. I was gonna say it was the Crazy C keyboard, but actually I think it is a different model. I don't think it's the same one. So that, or maybe I'm mistaken on that. But anyway, that looks really cool. I like how that's just there. I gotta remember to use these things. There's so many LCDs and stuff made by other people that I just sort of when I'm building, I don't really think about it. Harvest 168 over there, so harvest. Nice. Let me turn on the light here. Now we got an overlook area over the hangar with the side door, and this gets into a full medical bay. It looks like. Yeah, so all our specialized medical equipment plus a the deuce chamber. Nice. 3 fridges, food processor, a couple more of these like cooling tanks. I wish these would perform a function. I like these parts. They're part of the tech deco blocks, but they don't actually. I mean, they hold a little bit of stuff, but they say they're chilled cabinets. I'm kind of wondering if they could be used as fridges. So it would be alternative to the existing fridge models that you could use for stuff, which would be kind of cool. So what do we got? Oh yes, we do have the info. Very nice. A lot of upgrading information here. I like to see that. So yeah, I mean, obviously I do the same thing. I label everything with like LCD, or not LCDs, but decals, and this part's supposed to go there, or the SC and the AC and the IV, or whatever the part names are. But even I forget what they meant after a few months after I built the ship. I'll go back to it later and I'm like, what the heck did this P mean over here? It's not Pentaxid. It's just, so it's nice having that info LCD when you have an upgradable ship like this to, any potential people that are going to use the ship would really kind of want to know what those symbols mean. So very nicely done there. It looks like it's just to the point. Like right up here, we're right up to the bridge, the asymmetrical bridge. Looks like we've got God, is that's a pilot seat? No, this is a huh. I'm a little confused at this one. Oh yeah, that looks, yeah, it certainly looks like a pilot seat. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, okay. So we got 2 pilot seats over here. And that one what's this? That's just a chair. Okay, so that's a passenger seat. It's just interesting how it's displayed. I like how one's going off to the side like that, kind of looking out the glass window on that side. And yeah, very very much to the point. Like it. So yeah, bunch of room, bunch of upgradability. Let's see what it costs here. Again, this is from the description. It did say it was a starter style ship or a starter CV, and yeah, it certainly looks like its numbers are working out good. So it's tier 1, 372,000 CPU used out of 400,000. Obviously, inside the ship, we've seen a lot of places to add additional CPU blocks. Probably throw in auxiliaries and quantums if you really soup this up here. Size class 2, 7-hour and 12-minute build time. It doesn't use any estrium or zacosium. A little bit of sathium. No big deal at all, really. That's should be fairly easy to get. We got 20 forward, 7 strafing, 23 lift, 13 reverse, and 16 down for thrust. 13 fuel tanks. Let's take a look at its storage. So we got a main storage at 507K, and we did see that was labeled inside the ship. We have a weapons cache. Okay, that's a box. Fuel, that's a box. Ship parts is a box. Ammo controller at 232K. Quite a lot of ammo. Harvest controller at 168K. And then these are some more boxes right there. So yeah, harvest 168, ammo 232, and a main storage at 507. Very cool. And yeah, it's not going to break the bank. So yeah, again, very very cool looking ship. It's yeah, it takes I'm often scared of doing asymmetrical creations myself. It's hard, you got to think a little bit differently on them, on how to make that work. And I have not built very many asymmetrical creations. So I mean, kudos for doing that. Obviously, it's more work. Typically with a symmetrical creation, when you do one side, you do the other at the same time. When you do complete asymmetrical creations like this, it's like you have to spend the time to build out each side individually and everything else. So it is more work. It is more complicated typically to build those kind of creations, and to get them to look right too, especially if they fly in the air. It's that's another whole can of worms there too. So anyway, that is all of the creations today. Love them all, really. I mean, some really cool stuff here. Some 4 larger CVs. This SVCV over here, and this actual SV over here. So yeah, very very cool. Again, really really cool looking designs again, and a lot of check these guys out. Again, like all the videos that I do on these weekly challenges, all the Steam links will be in the video description, as well as timestamps if you want to look at a specific ship. As in my own stuff, Monday I'll have an update video that fighter style CV. I believe I'll have it done by Monday, like fully done. Like I worked on it last night too, and I did over half the interior already on it, so it's well on its way. So I'll show an update, and then I'll get that released next week. Probably move on to doing a scarifying video to another ship, and on my own time I'll probably continue with the Imperial ship that I was working on as well. So anyway, you all have yourself a great weekend. I will talk to you later.